everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I post new tutorials every Thursday and I try to get another one in during the week or on the weekends. Most of my content's primarily tumblers, but I do on occasion do product reviews, which is really cool because somebody will reach out to me and say, hey, check this out. So I'm going to be doing that in one of my upcoming videos, but in this video, I am going to attempt to do a lava lamp snow globe in a mason jar. So I'm going to put some glitter in there. I'm going to put some clay pieces in there, and I'm going to tell you what I think about the end results. So if you're interested to see what I came up with, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so I'm working with a 15-ounce acrylic mason jar style cup that I got from the Stainless Depot. And so the first thing I'm going to do is drill a hole. And I do not use a drill. I use this little rotary tool. I find that with a drill, I get a lot more shards. And with this rotary tool, I do not. So this is what I prefer. You know, and I knew better. I should have drilled not only my hole, my point of insert hole, but I should have drilled a pilot hole because I think that was one of my problems later on when I was filling it and couldn't get it full enough. So here I am going to do a glycerin and baby oil mix. And I'm using 30 ounces of glycerin. And so guys, use double that if you're going to use this size cup. Use 60. And I will talk to you about that later. So I am mixing in a water-based food coloring, right? So don't do the oil-based, do the water-based in there. And I'm putting some glow-in-the-dark mica powders in there from Glitter Makes It. And so they've got a whole glow-in-the-dark line, which is really awesome. This one is white and glows to teal. So I'm mixing this all up really good with my brush, making sure any mica clumps are nice and mixed in. And so you'll have to stir a little while because you don't want those clumps to be floating around later on when you're when you're moving your cup. So it'll take a couple minutes to do that. I do wind up adding a little more mica powder, which was probably a bad idea because I think in the end that this was a little too heavy. And so instead of kind of getting the drip that I was looking for, like the lava lamp drip, it wound up kind of, in the end, it falls. So I would go with less mica powder next time. And actually, I don't even know that I would use mica powder because it really didn't show up that well with this. And maybe you could do like a little bit of mica powder just to give it a little bit of weight, but so I'm pouring it in this little squeeze bottle because it's going to be easier to get that nozzle into the hole. You can pick these up at the Dollar Tree. You get like a pack of 2 or 3 for $1. And so I'm just scooping out the rest of this glycerin in there. And I will put the cap on and then start to squeeze this mixture in first into my hole. And it goes in with no problem. I don't have any issues with it. It fits in just perfectly. And you got to tilt the cup so that it kind of rolls down the side as you're doing it so it doesn't clump up. And like when you unsqueeze the bottle, it'll suck it back up. So you want to make sure it goes down the side. And then I just let it roll down because it rolls down nice and easy being the glycerin. And sorry, you can see I'm just letting the rest of it go down. And there was like a little bubble there, so I just kind of popped it. And then I'm going to come in with a paper towel and wipe that down a little bit. And then I'm going to go try to get the last bit of it in there, just as much out of that container as I can. And then let that roll down. And it looks like it's doing okay so far, right? Yeah, that's what you think until you start getting really into it. Alrighty, so now I am going to start putting my glitter stuff in. So I've got Fruit Ninja by Glitter Makes It. These are little fruit clay pieces, which are super, super cute. And it's a mix, so it's got like strawberries and apples and lemons and limes and oranges. It's got a bunch of different things in there. So this is a really good fruit mix. So if you're looking for a fruit mix, this one is for you. And so the hole wasn't big enough, so I went in with my rotary and it was So the rotary, what it does is it collects the plastic, and that's why you don't get any shards. So what I do is I take a lighter and I burn it, and then it just flicks right off with my craft knife. Now I'm going to come in and just hone this hole out a little bit more just by going in circles. Again, because the clay pieces are not fitting in there. And I didn't need to do much, but it's so much cleaner to do it this way than with a regular drill. So now they're going to fit in there. I still have to, you know, kind of poke them through, and I grab my little dollar store tool later on. Like I poked it in with my rotary, but later I grabbed my little dollar store tool like I said, sorry. And I poke some of them in. So I'm showing you how much I'm going to put in, which wasn't enough. In retrospect, I should have put in much more than I did. So I speed this up and I put in my glitters too, and I'm going to post these glitter colors up above. And I just put a little scoop of each in. I just wanted some brightness, and I use this bright green and orange and pink. And then once I got them all in there, now I'm going to come in with my baby oil and put it in a squirt bottle. Again, you can pick up these, not this particular style, but you can pick up them, they're the condiment bottles at the Dollar Tree in a 2-pack. So I'm just going to go ahead and now and squeeze in my baby oil until it's full. So this is where that extra hole would have came in handy, probably to let the air out, because I thought I was getting up to the top, and I wound up not getting up to the top and filling it enough. And that bubble, that air bubble, is just too big, but I don't realize it until after everything's all sealed up. So I had to, I squeezed all of the baby oil out, and then I had to refill and squeeze the rest of it in. And so, I'm trying to squeeze, and I'm tipping it from side to side to get it, and you can see that air bubble, and I got confused. I didn't think that was the air bubble, because a lot of it was coming out instead of going in, and probably again because I didn't have that extra air hole, which I normally do, and I was skipping a step. So don't make the same mistake I did. So I wiped the excess baby oil off. Make sure before you seal that hole that you wipe it down really well with 91% alcohol, because the baby oil is slick, and you want to make sure that, everything you're doing is going to stick to this cup. So I'm giving it a good wipe. I wipe it a couple of times, and then I test it with my finger and make sure it's kind of squeaky so I don't feel any of that. And then after I do this, I am going to use a glue dot to cover that hole. Again, these glue dots, I've had these since Christmas, and I love them. I used them when I was doing my Elf on the Shelf stuff, and I use them for a lot of different things. And I have a ton left. So I'm just going to place that glue dot over there, and then I am going to go ahead and seal that bottom with UV resin. And so I'm going to place some of that glitter that I used inside just around the top. So there's that beautiful sunflower yellow, and then I've got this lime green color and this pink, which I love these absolute bright colors, and they look really cool mixed together. And they do, in the cup too, look pretty cool. I like that. So I'm just going to mix them all up, and then I'm going to grab my UV resin and squirt it on the top. And I don't have a brand that I recommend. I don't particularly like this brand. I find I have a hard time curing it. So I wind up having to put it outside to finish the cure on it, even though I use my little UV light, which works better than the lamp that I got. I do need a better lamp. I think I should probably get a better quality lamp, and that might help, at least I hope. So I mix up the UV resin with the glitter, because I'm just covering that hole at the bottom and just giving the bottom a little bit of sparkle. And I'm doing it with my wood craft stick and just getting a circle. So this, at the bottom of this, has kind of this nice little well, so you don't have to really worry about overfilling it. With the other skinny cups, you have to be careful you don't overfill it, otherwise and if you do, it's going to make it wobbly. So I'm just kind of cleaning around the excess with a Q-tip, just giving it a nice round, clean outside of the circle surface. So here I go with my UV light, and I'm going to go ahead and cure this for a couple of minutes. Once I feel like that's cured enough, I'm going to go ahead and check it. It's still a little tacky, so I will wind up putting it outside. But I'm going to clean around that edge again, make sure that there is no residual. And there is that's my first turnover. Not entirely happy with it. Not at all. It's just like kind of falling like fast, and then you get some drips at the end. You know what, I'm just gonna keep this cup for myself, and I'm gonna just put this cute little decal that I found on Creative Fabrica in the mood for summer, because I am so in the mood for summer. Just make sure that you clean off your cup with the 91% alcohol, because you've been handling it, and your fingerprints, and maybe if there's leftover or residual baby oil or glycerin on there. So I cut this out of pink Oracle 651 on my Cricut, and I am just putting it on as I put on any other decal, and just make sure it's placed down really well. Peel it back very gently, and there we have it. And this cup is done, guys. All right, this is done. This didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to. So the lava part of it kind of falls really, really fast. And then there's kind of some residuals. I do like the glitter mix in there, and I do love the fruit in there. So I think maybe the powder made it too heavy. Possibly. Maybe next time I'll do less powder. And definitely, because of the size of this cup, there definitely wasn't enough like lava stuff. So instead of 30 mLs of the glycerin, I would do 60 mLs of the glycerin in this type of cup. And also, I will drill a pilot hole to let some air in and get more of the baby oil in. I think the bubble's too big too. So I think that there's 3 issues going on here with this, but I've got to get this out to you. So, this channel, I try to, show you successes, but this is, for me, a big fat fail as far as I'm concerned. So, but I'm going to show you anyway. I'm going to show you my big fat fail. So, guys, thank you all for watching. I will definitely have to redo this and see if all of the things that I want to do differently are going to fix this issue in this type of cup. And please make sure you give me a thumbs up. Don't give me a thumbs down, even though it's a fail. Thumbs up, and you please comment, share. I love to hear your feedback. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell button for the notifications, and I will see you all next time. Bye.